I want to start by thanking my men of God. Pastor, prophet, and apostle to this dispensation. Just for the opportunity to be here and the opportunity to share with brethren and to actually explain some few things that happened in our lives so that you get to know where we come from when we get the fire that we have. My testimony is a very long one, and I just realized that on this pulpit we are not allowed to move around. But there is no way you can tell a testimony with Pastor Chris and remain standing and be sober and just be here. It's not possible. Most of you and those that know Uebert and BB Angel don't know that our roots start with Pastor Chris. I remember one year we were, and I'm going to make it very, very quickly because of the time. I remember one day we were just sitting there New Year's Eve, and Pastor decreed that it was going to be the year of the Spirit. And to cut the story long short, the long story short, we had his hand outstretched towards the screen. And I didn't expect anything to happen than I expected to be the first person to land on the moon. And we were hit, me and my wife, we were hit by the anointing. And we hit the walls of the place that we were in a place called Chesapeake in Ipswich, United Kingdom. But you see, we had spent a whole year with my wife trying to call the numbers on the screens of the 𝗧𝗘𝗵𝗶𝗶 television network. Just trying to see how we can connect with the men of God. But our connection that we needed was mainly physical, not spiritual. We didn't know that because we were more of we need to see the men of God. So we left this idea of spiritual connection. Whatever revelation you see is what the men of God is like. Fast forward a few years, when I got to know the man of God and to be in his presence, I realized I wasted time. Because the person I was seeing on TV and the revelation he was speaking on TV is actually the way the man lives. I was so shocked because for me, I realized I wasted time. But I remember when we started the ministry, I copied word for word the message, Partakers of the Divine Nature. That was my first message when we opened our ministry. First message. And I remember ministering heavily. And then I said something that I wasn't supposed to say. I said, bring people with wheelchairs, everything, next week. Somebody believed me. And I remember we were 14. And I'm looking at my numbers. Now the following week, we are about 12. I said, where are 2 of my members? In the middle of the sermon, I see someone enter using their back like this, entering the church. I said, why are they entering in reverse? They're the lady in a wheelchair. I said, these people believe me too much. I just copied one sermon. Now this person believes me that I can raise someone from a wheelchair. I remember I preached another message from Pastor Chris again. And then I said, let me lay hands on the lady in a wheelchair. I remember all my members fell under the power. No, not under the power. I think no one wanted to be there to witness a failure. So I went there, I laid my hands, and I see everyone fall under the power. I said, these people are lying to me. Then I said exactly how Pastor said it. Nothing happened. I stepped back and I could hear God telling me the message. There is something behind his message. That is not just words. There is power in those words. I repented right there. And God gave me a message and said, go back again. Lay hands on that woman. She was 82 years old. And a Jewish woman. You know when a Jewish woman, these people, they won't help a brother. They won't even try to walk. They won't even try to do anything. So I went there, laid hands. And she stood up. Right there, I realized there was something in the message that I had not realized. And to cut the long story short, when we came here, I remember getting to the venue there, and I looked around and they were taking me all over the place. I said, what? I had 𝗧𝗘𝗵𝗿 branches, you know, and me and my wife were like, 𝗧𝗘𝗵𝗿 branches is a big thing. Then we started hearing thousands. We started seeing thousands of only pastors. That's when I said, I think pastor was called and then pastor called me. Because for somebody to have this impact, and then 𝗧𝗘𝗵𝗿 turned to 200 branches in 1 year. Then the following year, we were 300 branches. Then the year after that, we were 400 branches. As I speak to you now, we are over 771 branches with 3.2 million registered members. When you understand the impact of Pastor Chris of our lives, you realize one thing, even those that had known me in the prophetic and some that are around the world that would say the prophetic dispensation and the custodian of that prophetic was given to some of us. You realize one thing, I was too local to be global. I had so much in the prophetic, but it was limited. It was simply localized. I could speak to people. I would prophesy to them individually. But Pastor Chris' impact got me to see nations, to see the globe, to talk about nations, to talk about presidents, and gave me the capacity and the boldness to actually speak things and they come to pass when it comes to global issues. So the prophet angel you see now is a result of Pastor Chris. He's a vibration. He's a system. He's not just, you know, he's not just a man moving around. He's not just a pastor. He's not just an apostle. This is a nation. And when you come to this location, in fact, when I came here, I joined ISM and then realized the talk was different. You guys are soldiers. You are an army. We were just moving around. We were assisting. But when I came here, I realized I could do more for Christ. I could do more for the kingdom. And it is powerful to note that we got to a point where my beautiful wife, Bibi, I have never seen so much jealous in one room. Please clap your hands. Hey. She got to a point where she said, you know what? We are moving too fast. We need to train more leaders because churches were opening every 2 days, 3 days. It started opening. And we started realizing we needed something. Leadership. And that's what we got. The trainings in ISM. The power that they have. And we had never, to tell you the truth, we had never given the way we were pushed to give. And the way we were encouraged to give. And the way we actually saw. And for your own information, we have never had a word to say give. It was just the way, the impact, and the way people were talking about how things were moving. And I said, you know what? I need to be a giver. And for the last 5 years, we've been at the top. And the last 4 years, we've been #1 in partner. And we expect to be #1 again next year. Thank you so much, my man of God, Pastor Chris, for the love you have shown us. For just to hear you say we are your children. Our hearts are spoken for. Thank you so very much, sir. Thank you.